Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you today? May you always be healthy and full of blessings. Before starting, let's start by reciting a prayer. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. May this prayer be a way for us to get intercession from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the Day of Judgment. Ameen. Hello Muslim friends, meet again with the Islamic Lantern channel. Before we continue, it would be nice if we support this channel by clicking the subscribe, like, comment, and share buttons. Come on, let's listen to the story. This is the country taken as the richest country in the world. This richest country has the highest GDP per capita of all other countries, quoted from the Luxembourg Times based on Eurostat data. The average annual salary in Luxembourg reaches more than 81,000 euros, or around 1.3 billion rupiah. In addition, this country also has free public facilities, good political and social stability, health services with one of the best and most affordable systems, as well as free primary and secondary education, even for foreigners. Luxembourg is a small country located in Western Europe. This country borders three countries: Germany to the east, Belgium to the west, and France to the south. The population in this country is around 660,000 people, but the development of Islam here is quite significant. According to the latest data, around 2 to 3%, or approximately 10,000 to 15,000 Muslims, live in this country. One of the prominent aspects of religious life in Luxembourg is the high level of tolerance. Muslims in this country interact with followers of other religions in the spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. Education in this country also plays a big role in encouraging religious tolerance. Schools teach the importance of appreciating diversity and respecting all beliefs. The government of Luxembourg highly upholds religious freedom. Existing laws and policies ensure that every individual is free to practice their beliefs without discrimination. This creates a conducive environment and positive interaction between religious communities. The use of the hijab in public places is also not prohibited in this country. Muslim women are free to wear the hijab as part of their identity and beliefs. However, in the context of the workplace, it is slightly different. Based on the decision of the European Union High Court, companies in European Union member states, including Luxembourg, can prohibit the use of religious symbols, including the hijab. However, outside the workplace context, there is no official prohibition on wearing the hijab in public places. This is because Islam has been recognized as one of the religions that the Luxembourg government supports and recognizes, along with the religious rights of all its citizens, including Muslims. Based on information from various sources, there are around 6 mosques throughout the country, including in cities such as Mamers, Esch-sur-Alzette, Wiltz, Kirchberg, and Luxembourg City. The most famous mosque in Luxembourg is the Le Juste Mille Mosque, located in Luxembourg City. This mosque was opened in 2015 and is one of the largest Islamic centers in the country. What is interesting about the Le Juste Mille Mosque is that Friday prayers are held twice a day. This is done to accommodate the large number of worshipers in the city so the congregation can worship comfortably and safely. This mosque is not only a place of worship for Muslims, but also functions as a community center that encourages cooperation and tolerance between religious communities, as is also the case in various other places. Usually, mosques in Luxembourg become very active when the holy month of Ramadan arrives. In this holy month, Muslims continue to increase their dawah activities, even outside the mosque or on the streets. They spread the teachings of Islam to non-Muslims, with the hope that they may receive guidance and embrace Islam. During the holy month of Ramadan, charitable activities also become more intensive. Muslims participate in various social activities, such as food distribution, zakat, and assistance to the poor. The fasting duration ranges from 16 to 18 hours, because daylight hours are quite long. Many Muslims try to adjust well so they can continue their daily activities comfortably and smoothly. The atmosphere of togetherness is strongly felt, especially during iftar, together at mosques or community centers. This becomes a moment for Muslims to gather, share, and strengthen bonds of brotherhood. Taraweeh prayers are also held in mosques, with verses of the Quran recited in melodious voices by the Imam, adding to the solemnity of Ramadan nights. Not only Ramadan and Taraweeh, Muslims there also await the arrival of Laylatul Qadr, a night believed to be full of blessings and better than 1,000 months. This becomes the peak of Ramadan's spiritual atmosphere. Muslims carry out special worship and strive to attain it, even though they are far from Muslim-majority countries. After Ramadan ends, Muslims around the world, including in Luxembourg, are filled with joy and gratitude in welcoming Eid al-Fitr. The sound of takbir echoes, prayers are offered, and happiness fills the atmosphere. The joy of gathering, sharing, and celebrating victory is clearly visible, even though they are far from their homelands. Luxembourg. Luxembourg is a country known as a small but influential country in Europe, with a high quality of life, political stability, and a strong financial system. This country has an area of 2,586 square kilometers and has existed as a state since 1815. Luxembourg is also the only country in the world that is still led by a Grand Duke as head of state. Luxembourg, a country in Western Europe, was named the richest country in the world, with a GDP per capita of $118,001. Luxembourg's economic profile mainly comes from the financial services and industrial sectors, while less than 1% comes from the agricultural sector. Quoted from various sources, Luxembourg is the richest country in the world based on average income per capita, which is the total national income divided by the number of residents. With a very high average income per capita, Luxembourg has only around 620,000 residents. Per capita income is used as an indicator of a country's economic development. GDP per capita can be a measuring tool for the welfare of the population and for future economic planning. Luxembourg's average per capita income far surpasses Indonesia, which is categorized as a lower middle-income country. Indonesia only managed to obtain a per capita income of around $3.8 thousand per year, or approximately 54 million rupiah, with most of its income used for housing, health, and education development for its people. Muslim life in Luxembourg. Islam is one of the minority religions that is growing in Luxembourg. It is estimated that there are around 15,000 to 20,000 Muslim residents, most of whom come from immigrant backgrounds such as Morocco, Bosnia, Turkey, Albania, and several African countries. First, the history and development of Islam. Islam began to develop in Luxembourg in the 1970s with the arrival of migrant workers from Muslim-majority countries. The number of Muslims increased along with rising immigration and the growth of the local Muslim population. In 2015, Islam was officially recognized by the Luxembourg government as one of the religions supported by the state. This recognition means the government provides funding for Islamic institutions and pays the salaries of certain imams, including those serving in mosques and places of worship. Although the Muslim community is still small compared to the total population of Luxembourg, there are several mosques and Islamic centers. Among them is the Islamic Cultural Center of Luxembourg, ICL, the largest mosque located in Luxembourg City. There is also the Esch-sur-Alzette Mosque, one of the main mosques in the city of Esch-sur-Alzette, and the Islamic Center in Differdange, which provides a place of worship and religious activities. Several other mosques and prayer rooms are spread across various cities to meet the needs of Muslims. Third, social life and the Muslim community. Muslims in Luxembourg generally live harmoniously within a multicultural society. Important aspects of Muslim life include Islamic schools and madrasas that provide religious education for Muslim children. Halal restaurants and shops selling halal products are available, especially in large cities such as Luxembourg City and Esch-sur-Alzette. Islamic holidays such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are celebrated by the Muslim community, even though they are not national holidays. Fourth, challenges faced. Some challenges faced by Muslims in Luxembourg include the limited number of mosques compared to the needs of the growing Muslim population. Integration and identity are also important issues, as Muslims must balance their Islamic identity while living in a diverse and tolerant society. Despite these challenges, with government support and an active Islamic community, Muslims continue to grow as part of Luxembourg's cultural diversity. The Islamic Cultural Center of Luxembourg is one of the main gathering and worship places for Muslims in the country, as well as a center for religious education. In addition to the Islamic Cultural Center, there are several other Islamic centers that play important roles in Muslim life. The Esh-sur-al-Zet Mosque is one of the main mosques for the Muslim community, especially in the city of Esh-sur-al-Zet, the second largest city in Luxembourg. This mosque serves as a center for religious and social activities. It functions not only as a place of worship, but also as a community center that provides services such as the 5 daily congregational prayers and Friday prayers. Islamic education at this mosque includes Quran and Arabic classes for children and adults. Religious activities such as Taraweeh prayers during Ramadan, communal iftar, and celebrations of Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are also held. The mosque also provides social services, religious guidance, and support for Muslim families and those in need. Despite its important role, the Esh-sur-al-Zet Mosque faces several challenges. First, limited facilities, as the increasing number of Muslims sometimes exceeds the mosque's capacity, especially during major Islamic holidays. Second, integration with the surrounding community, where the mosque continues to maintain good relations with local residents and the government to ensure interfaith harmony. Third, infrastructure development, as efforts are ongoing to improve facilities in order to better serve the community. It should be noted that the Esh-sur-al-Zet Mosque is one of the most important Islamic centers in Luxembourg. Beyond being a place of worship, it serves as a hub for social and educational activities. With the growing Muslim population in Luxembourg, this mosque continues to develop to meet the needs of the community in carrying out worship and strengthening their Islamic identity. In the heart of Europe, where the splendor of ancient cities blends with the green hills of the Ardennes, a small but prosperous country stands majestically. Luxembourg is known as one of the richest countries in the world. It radiates an indescribable charm, but behind that luxurious appearance lies an interesting story about the diversity of the Muslim community that also colors the cultural landscape of Luxembourg, bringing with it traditions of faith and special contributions. Viewers of Kavi Media who are blessed by Allah, the presence of Islam in Luxembourg cannot be separated from the long history of immigration, especially from Balkan countries such as Bosnia, Albania, and Kosovo, as well as North African countries such as Morocco and Algeria. The wave of immigration in the 20th century brought with it the values of Islamic traditions and beliefs to the land of Luxembourg. These Muslim immigrants came from various backgrounds, looking for opportunities for a better life, higher education, or protection from conflicts that occurred in their home countries. Over time, the Muslim community in Luxembourg grew and developed, building mosques as centers of worship and religious activities, and establishing close relationships with the local community. Luxembourg's prosperity as one of the richest countries is also felt by the Muslim community there. They have access to quality education, jobs, and public services, allowing them to actively contribute to the development of the country. Many successful Luxembourg Muslims in various fields such as the economy, arts, culture, and sports are proof that diversity is Luxembourg's strength. However, the journey of the Muslim community in Luxembourg is not always easy. Challenges such as discrimination, stereotypes, and a lack of understanding from the general public are still issues that need to be overcome. Nevertheless, the Muslim community in Luxembourg continues to strive to build bridges of dialogue with other communities, introducing Islam as a peaceful and tolerant religion, and strengthening their position as an integral part of Luxembourg society. Mosques in Luxembourg play a central role in the life of the Muslim community. In addition to being places of worship, mosques also function as centers for social, cultural, and religious education. One of the main mosques in Luxembourg is the Grand Mosque of Luxembourg. This mosque is the largest and oldest mosque in the country and is located in the city center. It is a symbol of the presence of Islam in Luxembourg. The Grand Mosque is not only used for prayer, but also for religious studies, seminars, and discussion forums. Every Friday, mosques in Luxembourg are filled with Muslims performing Friday prayers. Friday prayer is not just a routine act of worship, but also an important moment for Muslims to gather, listen to sermons, and strengthen the bonds of brotherhood. Friday sermons are usually delivered in Arabic, French, or other local languages, so they can be understood by all. After Friday prayers, Muslims usually shake hands and exchange information, creating a warm and friendly atmosphere. Ramadan is a very special month for Muslims. It is the month in which Muslims carry out fasting, refraining from eating, drinking, and bad deeds from dawn to sunset. Ramadan is also a momentum to increase piety, enhance worship, and strengthen relationships with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. During the month of Ramadan, mosques in Luxembourg hold various religious activities. Traditions such as breaking the fast together are an important part of Ramadan celebrations in Luxembourg. Muslims gather in mosques or at home to break the fast together, creating an atmosphere full of togetherness and family spirit. Eid al-Fitr celebrations in Luxembourg are eagerly awaited by all Muslims. Eid al-Fitr, also known as Lebaran, marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan, the month in which Muslims fast for a full month. In Luxembourg, Eid al-Fitr celebrations are no less lively and joyful than in other Muslim countries. The morning of Eid al-Fitr begins with the sound of takbir echoing throughout Luxembourg. Muslims flock to mosques or prayer grounds to perform congregational Eid prayers. Eid prayers are sunnah prayers performed on Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. A solemn and grateful atmosphere envelops the performance of Eid prayers in Luxembourg. After the prayers are completed, a short sermon is usually delivered, reminding Muslims of the meaning of Eid al-Fitr as a momentum to increase piety and strengthen ties of friendship. After the Eid prayer, Muslims shake hands, ask for forgiveness, and wish each other a happy Eid al-Fitr. This tradition of friendship is a very important moment to strengthen the bonds of brotherhood among Muslims. Muslims visit each other's homes, relatives, and friends to socialize and enjoy typical Eid al-Fitr dishes together. The typical Eid al-Fitr dishes in Luxembourg are not much different from those in other countries. The religious values of the Muslim community in Luxembourg are an important part of religious life in this country. Through these activities, Muslims in Luxembourg not only strengthen their faith and piety, but also build Islamic brotherhood, strengthen social ties, and contribute positively to the people of Luxembourg. This is the end of our video. If you enjoy Islamic content like this, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.